Howdy, folks. DaveMan here, Rollman Revolution. I'm going to call this one something a little bit different. I want to call this one a revolutionary thought. And the revolutionary thought is this. What the hell, honestly, is going on in Washington, D.C.? Honestly. Now, I know that somebody who may be picking up this video will go, who the hell is this guy? I'm nobody. I am nobody important. I'm nobody you've ever heard of, at least not yet, but I am nobody in the big scheme of things. So how in the hell is it that this stupid guy is telling you that you should be paying attention to what's going on in Washington, D.C.? And the reason why I want you to pay attention to what's going on in Washington, D.C., if your life right now is mediocre or could be better, or if it is complete and utter shit, meaning that it is falling apart out from the bottom day in and day out, you're gapping it with credit cards, or you're trying to find different ways to make ends meet, working 2 jobs, sometimes working a job and a half, sacrificing in so many different areas just to get by with the minimum in your life. If you are in that pot right there, then we are on the same team, and you're going to probably want to listen because I am right there with you. See, the only way we are going to defeat what is going on in Washington, D.C. is by you recognizing the power that resides within you. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know I talk about this a lot. But this is a revolutionary idea. I want you to think about one specific thing. Okay? Forget about religions, forget about all of that. Okay? Whatever you believe, that's fine. I'm not here to argue that about anybody. What I want you to think about is how important you are. How important is the fact that you and I are having a conversation right now, or we're being able to interact with each other in some random place in a world that is filled with flashy, beautiful things all over the place. A visual intoxication. How is this happening? We don't know. But it is, and you're driving it. It's the thing inside that that's driving it, and that is true power. You have the power to influence, you have the power to persuade, you have the power to move things if you believe in your power. Now I know that sounds so stupid, new age, crappy crap. I'm telling you that if you think about it, you are a freaking miracle on the fact that this is even happening. Okay? But bottom line is the world changes when you set a focus towards something and you say, you know what, I've had enough and I need to figure out what the hell is going on here. And then you figure out what your lane is, because we all not going to be able to know everything. But let's say there's something going on in your town, your neighborhood, your vicinity, your groups, your friends. You're seeing things fall apart and you're not trying to understand, why is this happening? Figure it out. You're not stupid. They think you're stupid, and they're playing on the fact that you're going to stay stupid and let them just run away with everything. The answer is no. No anymore. We're done with it. You're done with it. I am certainly done with it. Look, I'm right there with you, okay? I have been through the biggest hells, and I'm not going to sit here and bitch to you about all of this because I know you're going through it too. Most Americans are going through this right now. But the only way we're going to get out of this is by fighting together. There is no Democrat, Republican. That is nonsense. If you were still hanging on to those names, those parties, the idea of conservatism and all that other stuff. I'm not saying, look, conservatism is what this country is founded on, okay? You right now are doing everything called conservatism. Okay? You have to conserve here to do this. You have to conserve here to do that. You have to cut here to make things balance, right? And then you try to pull as much of this stuff together and save as much as you can for a real rainy day. That's what conservatism is, all right? But what's going on in Washington, D.C. is nothing conservatism. It's nothing liberalism. It's true radicalism. It's completely gangster-style politics. These people don't care about you. They keep talking about stuff. They keep messaging to each other. They got the media in their back pocket. So basically, the whole apparatus is all interconnected. I know that sounds ridiculous. Like, oh, Dave, conspiracy this. No, not conspiracy. I'm not talking about any conspiracy. You can go look into this yourself. Watch what these people do. See what they have accomplished over the course of the last 2 decades. Now, Speaker Johnson just got in there, right? And he pretends to be on this idea of, I'm a Christian and I'm a Bible believer and that is my guide and that is my this. Well, really? Then why would you be in chambers with a guy like Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan, who went on national television or went on and said all of the most ridiculous things about the number one frontrunner of the Republican Party. And he works or is on the board of Fox News, a major media giant. How is that even a thing? And the fact of the matter is that you know you are going to be associated with the people you hang with, the people you talk to. And stop telling me about all this crap. Look, Americans know bullshit when they hear it. Okay? And that's all that's been coming out of that apparatus for the past 2 to 3 decades. You keep talking and talking and talking while you're spending the American treasure, while you're not protecting the southern border, while you're helping Ukraine, sending money to Ukraine, sending money all over the place while the people in the country that put you in those positions are hurting. What is wrong with you people? I'm asking you. No, I'm not asking you. I am telling you. The American people are telling you. You better do your job. Otherwise, we're going to yank you out of there and we're going to put people in that are going to listen. This is not a game anymore. There is no Republican and Democrat anymore. In my opinion, it's only MAGA versus everyone else. If you're not about making this country great and putting this country in the center, I don't have anything for you. And the American people don't have anything for you. This isn't a matter of right or wrong anymore. It's about getting it right. About getting it right. And you forgot about that. The people in D.C. have forgotten about that. You want to write more checks? What do you mean write more checks? You haven't even figured out how you're going to balance the budget right now. This is insanity. And you know it's insanity. And Speaker Johnson, if you are saying that you want to be the one that is guided by the Spirit and God, spare me. Okay, I've heard it before, and I'm tired of people using that as a means to try to gain leverage. You are, and you do, and your record is what it says it is. And so far, it ain't looking too great. This is a matter of principle. It's a matter of this country. We need you to start moving in the direction that's going to save this nation. And the Republicans that are in office right now, the ones that voted in favor of this NDAA, I don't understand. Do you understand what we're doing here? You just try to get all that woke crap out of the military and you're just going to flush it right on back in. What is going on? Is anybody thinking there? This is the problem with this country. The American people are busting their humps every single day to get through the bare minimum in life. And you were up there pussyfooting around. You still haven't come to an agreement on the budgets. We're getting into January. You guys are going on break. When you get back, how much time do you got before you're going to throw it into a continuing resolution? Do you think we're stupid? We know how this game is played. And we're tired of the game that you're playing. I'm sick of it. I know the American people are sick of it. I don't have any time. I am busting my hump every day just to make ends meet. So don't give me this crap that you're doing everything you can. I'm so sick and tired of the people up in Washington, D.C. thinking that they have any idea what any of us are going through. You have no idea because you lost touch with your base a long time ago. The American people deserve better. And we're going to get better. Donald J. Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. Unless the deep state finds a way to get to him first. And I think the Secret Service needs to take that into consideration really closely, because these people, they're willing to do anything, as you can see. And Speaker Johnson, this is again where you have the ability to do the right thing and stop this nonsense from continuing on. Republicans and the majority have the ability to do something, because this is going to get and spiral out of control very, very quickly. I don't understand how people have put themselves before country when they swore an oath that they were going to put the country first. I'm blown away by how you people sit up there and pretend to be for the people you represent, because you don't represent us. You represent some other thing, some other entity, some other person who is lining your pockets. But the problem, what you don't understand, is when you no longer become useful to them, you're in the same camp with everybody else. This is the problem with Washington, and it's always going to be the problem with anybody who sleeps with snakes. Eventually, you're going to get bitten. And the problem with this is, amongst thieves, there is no alliances. These people are constantly, think about it right now. Mr. Johnson, I want all of the people, all the Republicans, would you trust every single person in your cabinet? Would you trust everybody on your Republican Party? And if the answer is no to that, that means you have no team. Because team is based on trust. And trust is earned. And nobody trusts anybody up there. A team's not a group of people who work together. A team is a group of people who trust each other. And I can tell you right now, if the Secret Service does their job, protects the President of the United States, the one probably should be in office right now, because that election of 2020 was nonsense too, and we all know it. But when he wins, these people are playing games that gangsters play. This is no joke anymore. We are dealing with a Leviathan that has no way, it doesn't take no for an answer. It says no. It's trying to use anything necessary to try to destroy this nation. It's happening right now with flooding the dang market with all of this liquidity. You can see what Janet Yellen knows and is what she's doing. I mean, I don't understand how you think that us Americans are just this stupid. We're not this stupid. There's something going on, and everybody's feeling it, and you're doing nothing. But you claim to be about the people. America deserves better than you. Deserves better than all of you. And I can tell you right now, it's not just going to be me. There's going to be more voices. There's going to be an ample amount of people out there that have just had enough of what you claim to be. We're so sick of the fakery. Sick of the... I have lost so much in this year. And it's just, you have no idea what it feels like. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Speaker Johnson, you have an opportunity to be the greatest speaker in modern time, or to be remembered as every single other speaker that's gone before you in one attitude or another. It's nothing like, wow. There's no moments. No, it's just ooh and ahs as the country gets worse and worse. And we're just trying to keep status quo, not upset the apple cart. We don't want to do anything. It requires courage, sir. Mr. Johnson, it's going to require the greatest courage you could ever imagine. When you took on the gavel, you have to be willing to stand in the crosshairs and take the shot if necessary. Because that's what the American people demand. But that's not only what it is. The American people will have your back if you have theirs and their interests. I don't understand how you see what's happening with MAGA. You see what's happening with President Trump. Anytime the media tries to do something to him, he just grows in popularity. Why? Because people understand that when bullshit is continually pressed on an individual, and all he's talking about, when people start to listen, not be told what is being said, but actually listen to what is being said, it resonates. Because you don't have to sell truth to anybody. People will adopt it naturally. I don't understand how you gentlemen and ladies in Congress have been able to keep your job for a very long time. I'm getting to the point where I'm quite convinced now that the machines are truly fixed, because if all of you people continue to keep voting the way that you do, you are most definitely in the pockets of somebody else, because the decisions that you're making are designed to specifically destroy this country from within. Because this is not the America I grew up in. It's unrecognizable, to be honest with you. And I have lost so much in this battle that you could be damned if I'm going to go sleep, if I'm going to go hibernate. No. I don't get mad anymore. I get even. And I'm telling you right now, you have no idea the sleeping giants that you are waking up with this nonsense and this ridiculous circus that you call the business of Washington, D.C. You pretend and pretend and pretend, but people, they're seeing through the facade. They're starting to look in other directions. They're not even going to cable news anymore. You know why? Because it's controlled. You know who controls it? Do you want to take a guess? Does anybody in Congress want to take a guess who controls the media? I mean, really, do you all even have a clue? I'm not here to beat anybody up specifically, because there are some people that are doing some great work there. But as a body, as a governing body, you failed the American people. Failed in every attitude. And yet you sit there complaining about all the phone calls and people are calling to your office, about all of and then have the media try to go out and bash the American people who are busting their rear ends every single day just to make ends meet. Who the hell are they? They work for the same apparatus that you see representing you in Washington, D.C., my friends. And Speaker Johnson, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep going back and forth, but you have the opportunity to be the greatest speaker of all time or not. That's really what's on the table. You have to put away personal, everything. You just married the country by taking on that gavel. You have an opportunity to direct the course of action to get this governing body to start doing what it was supposed to do in the first place. That's your role. Sure, you could take some extra pocket money on the side, but that definitely wouldn't be a man of the cloth now, would it? Now, where is the question? And this is not just Mr. Johnson. I'm not here to beat up one individual. I know the struggles, the late night sweats that are going on right now. But courage is contagious, but also you can't have any of the other virtues. Courage is first, and you know this. You're a Christian man, correct? You have the opportunity to do the right thing, sir. I believe in you. I think you can. But the decision is always going to be up to you. How are you going to lead this Congress? How are you going to change this world? You have to become the hero of your own life story. All of us have to become the heroes of our own life story. We have to take on the Goliath ourselves. There's no one coming to save us. You know how we save us? You and I. Stop putting labels on each other. Democrat, Republican. Those are nonsense. Those people are fighting over the social issues. Abortion, this. You ain't going to have conversations about any of that once this is all over, once they gain the control. Because again, everybody keeps thinking that they're special. You're only special to them now while they can utilize you to get what they want. But once they get what they want, they squish you as well. It's called subversion. You can see this happening over the course of the last 25, 30 years. They add something into the culture, then what do? They normalize it. They add something into the culture, then they normalize it. They add something into the culture. Before you realize, we have pornography in the libraries of our schools. We have all of this trans that, all of this kind of stuff going out, and it's in the public arena. And nobody even knows about it. Parents don't even know about this. You have drag queens and all of that kind of stuff being presented in certain school districts. This 25, 30 years ago would have been, what? The media would have been all over this. What has happened? Look, I am not here to tell what an adult person can do with their own personal time. That's not what this is about. That's not what the conversation's about. But to present this to children, present this beyond a parental knowing. What are we doing? Seriously? No. We're all on the same team, America. And the sooner you start to realize that, the sooner you start to realize that the people that we need to put in power, the people that we need to send to Washington, D.C., are people like you, me, and the ones in our neighborhoods. The ones that are really looking out for this place. The ones that really kind of got the vibe about what's going on. The ones that may not have all of the answers, but you know what? They love this country. They believe in the Constitution. Because the laws in this country and the Constitution of this country, there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with government. It's the son of a bitches who are running it that are creating this problem. You want to know why the world stinks? We've allowed it to happen. That's why. But it changes the moment you start to talk to the people around you. You start to get people involved and you say, you know what? This matters. And I'll tell you one thing. When they hear it from your voice, when they start hearing the people within their vicinity, people that they know talking about this, they're going to say, you know what? Maybe I should take a look at what's going on over there. Because they want to know the truth. Everybody wants to know what's really going on. But they don't want to hear it from some tallywhacker on the television. They want to hear it from somebody who's living in it with them. Somebody who's kind of done the work. Is just trying to make this world a better place. To make this country great again. What is wrong with that message? The only thing that's wrong with that message is when you're listening to somebody else tell you what that message is. Because you don't know what the message is because you haven't gone out and checked it out yourself. I am tired of people trying to tell me what to think. And I certainly hope you are too. It's up to us to become the heroes of our own life story. It's up to the people in that Washington, D.C. who are supposedly representing us to do the right thing. Not because you should, although you should. Because it's the right thing to do. It's not about being right. It's about getting things right. And we have screwed this country up so bad in less than 3 years. It's unbelievable. The amount of things that had to happen in circumstance in order for things to go the way that they did. It's almost like it was a domino setup. Like this was all set up in advance. Seriously. Now, the American people deserve better. We are going to get better. And it starts with you and me checking things out at our local level, figuring out what's just going on at our local level, calling your senators, your representatives, getting involved, understanding the issues, finding your lane, the lane that maybe, hey, look, you know what, something's going on in my town or something's going on in my local vicinity, and it's got people, let me see what's going on about it. Let me find out myself. Let me not have somebody else try to tell me what's going on. Let me figure out what's going on myself. You are a smart person. You can be smarter than the other people around you by getting directly involved. become the dangerous monster. They are preying on the fact that you won't. The power resides within you. And the only way you can discover that power is by going out and seeking it and discovering it yourself. What is going on in Washington, D.C.? What is going on up there? That's the revolutionary thought at this time. All right, everybody. I hope you check me out. I got other videos coming here pretty soon. But there's a lot I have to say. And there's a lot I need to do. But there's also a lot you have to say. And there's also a lot you must do. So I'll let you get to it. I hope you check me out in the future, www.rollmanrevolution.com, or you can check me out on Instagram, which I hardly ever go on, Getter, X, Twitter, whatever the hell it's called now, and True Social, of course, at David Rollman, and I'll put it up on the screen here. But if you have any questions, comments, testimonials, you want to get local involved, have a conversation and whatnot, hit me up. I'm all out there, and check out the other videos. If you're loaded with money, there's a place you can support the page and support what we're doing. But bottom line, I'm just here to try to get you to recognize the most important thing. And that's you. That's really where this all is. The fact that this is happening right now, the fact that you are living in this time at this, with all of this information at your fingertips, is not by accident. It's there for you. You need to use it. You need to utilize it. You need to see what's going on in your reality. I'm telling you, there's so much that is there that if you're really willing to look at it, you're going to go, oh my goodness. And then that's going to lead you to the next oh my goodness moment. It's going to make that Sunday football be like, oh, that's so boring. This is your world. And imagine if it could be changed tomorrow by everybody getting directly involved and saying, you know what, we've had enough, and this is what we're going to do. I hope to see you on the battlefield. There's a lot to be done, and you have a part to play. I hope to see you out there. Take care, my friends. Talk with you soon.